Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. This week I talked to Maria, and after our discussion she wrote me if I could go a bit more into a subject. And the subject is, I've mentioned to her, it's not a matter of morals. We just learn to use our life force creatively, reasonably. And she would like me to expand a bit more about that. The traditions have all their whole list of morals, moral rules, what you should and should not do. And it's always connected with a lot of fear and guilt. If you are not good, no good boy, no good girl, then the fear comes, the guilt comes. It has been deeply ingrained. Growing up in a society that has been formed like this, getting most probably some religious teachings, it's deeply inside. Always the checking up, am I good, am I not good, with the fear in the background, there may be a punishment. That's not how the universe is working. The universe or God are not out to punish us. But then we have become so estranged from our natural way of functioning that we are doing a lot of things which invariably have negative consequences, which many times have unfavorable circumstances that we have to face. It's not that we are being punished by God. That these things are happening. When we learn to be more conscious, more self-conscious, more alive in the now, in the present, then invariably we start to recognize that many of our habitual actions, many of our habitual functionings, they are just wasting energy all the time. And then we learn not to do so anymore. Why? Not because out of some moral rule, because if we don't do that, then eventually punishment is waiting, simply because it's much more natural. If we use our life force from moment to moment creatively, consciously, then naturally there is a joyousness in it. Naturally there is a sense of beauty and adventure in it. Naturally we simply are happy. Still we may face unfavorable circumstances, but if we learn to deal with them reasonably, then they come, we deal with them, they go. It's not that we are losing much of our precious, vital energy. We are wasting energy a lot by resisting, by not wanting things to be the way they are. And then we face unfavorable circumstances and we blow up, react in ways that just a lot of energy is gone, and mainly after the events are gone, still they turn around in the head, and we keep up mustering up those same emotions and investing a lot of vitality in it. And then of course we feel drained and have the tendency to be gloomy and getting depressive. If we learn not to do so anymore, out of our own free decision, and not because we are afraid of any punishment that eventually should come, but simply because it totally makes sense not to be wasteful, to let that beautiful, vital energy flow naturally. Then we just live happily. And it's natural to be happy. It's natural to be joyous. Most probably those rules of behavior, they serve their purpose. Without them, people would behave even worse. But from the spiritual standpoint, from the standpoint of being self-aware, this motivation of behaving somewhat properly out of fear, and because it's a moral rule, is sort of totally grows. And it leaves us on a not nice place. We can leave that behind and just start to become aware what is happening in the present moment. When we observe, when we see, naturally we start to, often against our liking, see how much time we unnecessarily just invest so much vitality, so strong emotions. That doesn't make sense at all. And then we learn not to do that anymore. Incidentally, people who observe somebody who is doing that introspection and learns to change because of it, they may think he or she become a much more moral person. But it has nothing to do with morality. It simply has to do that it makes sense, because then we can be natural, naturally happy, naturally joyous, naturally creative. Then life becomes what it is meant to be, a playful, joyous journey through this crazy time-space continuum, getting richer for the experience with every moment.